Yes. So I don't know where to start from, but today I'm on the African Season Speakers Group, and um, this is a program being organized by our lady that is Mackenzie Moore, doing exceptionally well in our space, and she is one of the women that I would say she is a fighter, working so hard to bring like-minded people together to really create and build a platform which is going to be an educational hub in terms of whatever everybody wants to achieve in life. And I want to say that I'm really glad that she's been able to pick me up to be one of the speakers in this series. And I'm really glad to be here, to be honest with you. So today I'm going to talk about how to get to the other side called success. I think success is defined in so many ways. Success is defined by the person who is defining it. Sometimes it's very difficult to really define success for other people. But there is a way that I can generalize success to be. Now, for example, there are some people, if they really, if they are able to buy a bicycle, to them, that is the end. They've been successful in life. But there are some people, if they are walking and they buy bicycle, they're still not satisfied because they feel that they can still get a motorcycle, they feel that they can still get a car, they feel that they can still get what? An aeroplane. Now, that is my definition of success. Success is an unending journey to impact lives, meaning that you cannot settle at any place and say you are successful. That is why there are some people, after their degree, they stop learning. Now, they believe that their 4 years learning at the university or from childhood to university is enough, and they call it success. But to be a real success, your education goes beyond the classroom. That is, you need to consistently update yourself. And if you are that person that consistently update yourself, then there is no ending to the word success, meaning that learning doesn't stop. So success is something that is very critical to our success, and depending on how we define it, it is going to create a limitation for us or is going to really cause us to succeed. Someone gets into the police and the person is a corporal, but probably the person doesn't want to be an IGP. He believes that getting to that stage, the superintendent or whatever, is enough. Can you get to the pinnacle of your success? It's one of the things that we have to look at. Can you get to the pinnacle of your success? Now, let me just go straight into business. Now, what is the other side? So you are here and you want to get here. What is the other side? Let me share this quickly. What is the other side that you want to get to? The other side is very, very critical. How do you get there? That is, you are here and you want to get to here. How do you get there? Because many people are not able to get there just because of so many reasons. The reason for one person is different from the other. Some people give excuses so they are not able to really get to the other side. Some people are afraid, and because of that, they are not able to get to the other side. Some people are not confident enough. Because of that, they are not able to get to the other side. Some people, somebody told them that you are not good enough. And because of that, they couldn't get to the other side. How do you get to the other side? Success is a non-ending journey. There is no destination when it comes to success. But there are a lot of destinations along the journey of success. So now, what is the other side? The other side is moving from the valley to the mountaintop. So valley is below the surface of the earth. How do you get from the valley to the mountaintop? It's a very, very tough call. And it's a very difficult journey. How do you get from the valley to the mountaintop? That is getting to the other side. The other side is also the wall that separates you from your comfort zone to your success zone. What separates you from your comfort zone to your success zone? What separates you from your comfort zone to your success zone? You have to understand that your success is also a zone. Your failure is a zone. Your comfort is a zone. It's an environment that you create for yourself. Now you can write this one down. Many people are found in the valley, and the market in the valley is saturated market full of frustrations. Many people are found in the valley, and the market in the valley is saturated. It's a saturated market full of frustrations. When you are down, it's full of frustrations. A lot of people are down, so the market is saturated. It is choked, meaning that value is less. And anything that does not have value cannot command. You can only command when you have value. You can only attract when you have value. You can only connect to the right people when you have got value. When you look at the car Ferrari, when you look at the car Aston Martin, they are only attracted to a certain number of people. They are not there in the market to attract anybody. They are there in the market to attract a certain level of people. So where are you? Where do you stand? Where do you stand? Please, if you are here, let's share this for people to listen to this. Let's share this to your groups, pages, and other profiles so that people can listen to this. Yes. Now, the valley has the most comfortable bed you can have, the best of sleep. The most comfortable bed you can ever have is that bed in your comfort zone. Meaning that in your comfort zone, you are not doing any thinking. But even if you are doing any thinking, it's not deep enough to take you from your comfort zone. Your comfort zone is the place where your expectation is the same. Now, let me explain that. For your expectation to be the same, what it means is that, for example, if you are earning 100 Ghana cedis or you are earning $100, at the end of the month, that is what you are expecting. There is nothing different that will come out of it. That means your expectation is the same. A lot of people that are living in their comfort zone, their expectation is the same. They cannot drive any form of expectation apart from what they are expecting, because they are doing the same thing and they are obviously going to get the same results. Your expectation is critical to your success in life. Somebody has got a business. Their expectation is never the same. Because today they can make $100, the following day they can make $500. Today they can make $1,000, the next day they can make $300. The expectation is always different. And one of the things that make it so exciting is that one day they can make $10,000. Because they are not living in a comfort zone, they are living in an uncomfortable zone. And any uncomfortable zone, the expectation is different. The valley has the most comfortable bed where you can have the best sleep, because many are in routine that yield the same results. This is the definition of comfort zone. Meaning that many are in a routine that yield the same results. You cannot get to the other side if you are really getting the same results. You cannot. If the results is the same, it's difficult to get to the other side. The question still remains, how do you get to the other side? Now, there are two things you must know before you embark on a journey to the top. One, you must know your weakness, and two, you must know your strength. For you to get to the top, you must know your weakness and you must know your strength. What do I mean by that? If you want to get from the valley to the mountain top, you need to know your weakness and you need to know your strength. For example, in getting to the top, if you are afraid of height, you cannot get to the top. Because the moment you get to the middle of the mountain and you look down, you are going to fall down. You can never be at the top. You can never climb the mountain if you are afraid of height. So you need to know your weakness before you embark on a journey. So if you know your weakness, that if you are afraid of height, then you need to work on that before you start the journey. Your preparation of getting to the top must start by knowing your weakness. The fact is, you cannot go to war without knowing the weakness of your opponent or your enemies. How can you kill your enemies if you don't know their weakness? Knowing your weakness and knowing the weakness of your enemies is paramount for you to get to the top. You need to also know your strength. What can you do without stress? What can you do with ease? What can you do that you wouldn't struggle? That is going to be an asset for you getting to the top. Many people want to get to the top, but they are on the wrong road. If you are on the wrong road, then you will be on the wrong destination. Getting to the top, I want to make this thing clear that it's not everybody that can get to the mountain top. It's not everyone that can get to the mountain top. Because many are not ready. And many cannot get there because of obvious reasons. I will come back to that. Now the question is, why is it that many people don't get to the mountaintop? Why is it that many people don't get to the mountaintop? The first reason why many people do not get to the mountaintop starts from what the eye sees. What the eye sees. Many people don't get to the mountaintop just because of what the eye sees. There are certain people, the fact that they are in the valley and they look up and they see the mountain at the top, what the eye sees, they are just discouraged. It's quite interesting. They are just discouraged. So how can you get to the top? That because of what your eye sees, you have given up. Because they believe that what they have seen with their eyes, there is no way they can conquer. There is no way they can overcome. There is no way they can get to the top. Now the problem starts when the mind interprets the journey of getting to the mountaintop as an impossible task. So when the mind gets involved, because when the eye sees and the eye interprets it that, wow, this mountain is too high. There's no way I can get there. Now, when the mind captures it, and the mind also determines that because of what the eye have seen, and my mind is telling me that, look, this cannot be done, then that is where the problem starts. Because the mind will take it and put it on the subconscious mind. And when it is on the subconscious mind, that is where you are finished, because that is the storage memory of the mind. And once that is being stored over there, anytime you see a mountain, what comes out from your mind is that this is an impossible task. Today I put a quote on Facebook, and I like the quote so much. It says, your mind is the biggest prison. Your mind is the biggest prison. Your thoughts are the inmates, and your actions can keep you in bondage or help fight for your freedom. I'm going to repeat that. Your mind is the biggest prison. Your thoughts are the inmates, and your actions can keep you in bondage or help fight for your freedom. The biggest prison, or the most dangerous prison, is not the prison with 4 walls, but the prison in the mind. A lot of people have got freedom walking outside the 4 walls of the physical prison, but they are in prison of the mind. Now that is why there is a guy that was in prison for about over 30 years. and he was just released from prison. And he was asked, how were you able to stay in prison for over 30 years for something that you did not do? His answer was amazing. He said, I was in prison, but my mind was not in prison. That is one of the most powerful statements I've ever heard in my life. That I was in prison, but my mind was not in prison. Immediately he said that one thing came to mind, and that was Nelson Mandela. Meaning that Nelson Mandela was in prison, but his mind was not in prison. Because if Nelson Mandela's mind was also in prison, there is no way he could have come out and liberate South Africa. Now, this is what I want to tell you. That many people, their minds are in prison. They are not in physical prison, but their mind is in prison. Now, until you overcome the prison of the mind, there is no way you can win on the outside. That is why somebody can be in prison for years. He will come out of prison, become successful, but the person that has never been in prison will still be struggling. Why? Just because that person that has never been in prison, their mind is in prison. The liberation of the mind, the freedom of the mind, the ability to really develop a powerful, strong mindset is the foundation of your success. For you to get to the mountain top, you need to work on your mind. Before you take a step to really start the journey to get from the valley to the mountain top, you need to work on your mind. Celerism, as Zeglo says, sometimes you don't have to see the end of the staircase. You just have to take the first step. The problem many people they have is that they want to see the end of the staircase before they take a step. And that is why many wait. They wait for far too long. And they never get to their destination. Because they are waiting to start with the end in mind. With the end in sight. Because a lot of people are afraid they don't know where the staircase will take them to. They are not ready to take the risk. They are not ready to really get that drive and climb that stairs. What people do when they meet a wall, because I said earlier on that there is a wall that separates you from your comfort zone to your success zone. Now, what do you do when you meet a wall? What do you do? That is, you have started the journey and you meet a wall. What do? You want to get to the top, but there is a giant wall that is preventing you from getting to the other side. Now, what people do when they meet a wall, some return and get back home. There are some people, the moment they meet the wall, they turn and get back home. The mere sight of seeing a wall, in their mind's eye, in their mind, they think they cannot get to the other side. So they pack bag and baggage and they return. Those people can never get to the top. Because every challenge they make in pursuit of getting to the top, they give up. Now, what those people don't know is that when they give up today by meeting a wall, I can bet them that when they go and start something new, they will still meet a wall and they will still give up. Why? Because if you cannot not overcome one wall, there is no way you'll be able to overcome another wall. Because wall is the same. Some people never even made the attempt. That is there a way out? How I can get to the other side? The moment they see a wall, they walk away. So if you go and start something new, and in pursuit you see another wall, you will not have the mind to even think about getting to the other side of the wall because you have never done it before. Anytime you see a wall, you walk away. And it is the same way that is going to happen. That is why some people will start this vision today. The next day they give up. They start another one. They give up. By the end of the year, they have got so much unfulfilled visions in their hands just because anytime they see a wall, they walk away. The next one, what people do when they meet a wall. Some try, but they give up. Some try, but they give up. They try to get to the other side. But if it is not happening, they give up. One, they are not resourceful. Two, they are not passionate to find different ways of doing things. Secondly, they are not able to read. Even sometimes, even understanding the content of the wall, what the wall was made up of, is very critical to your success. There are certain walls, they are just there. They are already destroyed. Even if sometimes you push it, it will break down. But because you don't start, you don't try. Now, let me give you this typical example. I was in Accra, and there was a pipe-borne water in front of the house of my sister's house. So she's gone to work, and I saw that they have put a padlock on the water, like on the top of the water. So they have put this case with a padlock. So when I saw it, I was like, wow, there's padlock. So how am I going to really fetch this water? So I tried calling her. Then she called me back in about 3 hours. Now, when she called me back, I told her that I want to fetch water, but you have locked the tap. And one thing that she told me that really amazed me, that was, he said, Oscar, the padlock on it is not working. Just go and pull it, and it will open. Now, when I saw the padlock, and I have walked to the padlock and tried to push it open, I wouldn't have waited for 3 hours. Many of us, immediately we see the padlock, we walk away. We don't even try. And those that try to open it, when they start 1, 2, 3, it's not opening, they give up. That is what happens to people when they meet a wall. Because for you to get to the top, you will definitely meet walls. Walls that will prevent you from getting to the other side. Now, what people do when they meet a wall? Some try to get to the other side by fighting alone. And sometimes it can take them ages to get to the other side. In getting to the top, don't fight the battle alone. Get people that are also going the same direction with you. Because it is more easier for 10 people to think and find a way to get to the other side of the wall than only you thinking about getting to the other side. Who are you going on the journey? Who is on the journey with you? The person on the journey with you is critical for you getting to the other side. It's quite interesting. I'm enjoying it. I don't know whether you are enjoying it. Because if you are enjoying it, then you type something for me to know that you are enjoying it. That keeps an encouragement. It means that you are not speaking in vacuum. You are speaking to people that are enjoying what you are saying. And if you are enjoying, you type, you comment. I think Ghanaians are not good with that. They will all stay silent listening. But sometimes the person that is speaking wants to know whether people are following. So as I said, the third one is some try to get to the other side by fighting alone, and sometimes it can take them ages to get to the other side. They say 2 heads are better than 1. Don't go on the journey alone. Go with people that also want to get to the mountaintop. People that desire to get to the top. People that are passionate to get to the top. People that have got the mindset of getting to the top. If you have surrounded yourself with those people and all of you go and hit a wall, I can bet you can find better solutions to get into the other side than you alone standing behind the wall and finding the solution. Number 4. Some gather people to brainstorm to find how they can get to the other side. And before they realize, they have found the solution. Number 5, where do you stand? Do you pursue alone or with people? There is a saying that if you want to go fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, you go with people. How do you get to the other side physically? What do you need to get to the other side physically? How to get to the other side physically. Now, there is going to be physical barriers when you want to get to the other side. Physical barriers. That is, there can be traffic. A lot of people will also like to also get to the top. So there can be traffic on the road. Meaning that in getting to the top, you need patience. Patience. A lot of people don't have patience. And that is why they quit too soon. Traffic is the definition of patience. I've seen people that because of traffic, they become so frustrated that they even want to fly with a car. You cannot get to the top if you don't have patience, because the journey requires patience. When you meet a wall, it requires patience. When there is traffic, it requires patience. Some of the physical barriers that you are going to meet that other people would like to bring you down. Those people that are not ready to get to the top, but they are comfortable in the valley, they would like to bring you down. So sometimes you can go to a certain level on the mountain and you can fall back to the valley. There can be rain, there can be some storm, there can be some challenges that can cause you to come back to the valley. Now, when you come back to the valley, those people will be laughing at you, because what they will be telling you is that we told you that it's an impossible journey. Why? Because they are living in their comfort zone and they don't know how to get to the top. So you taking a step and coming back to that comfort zone, they will start clapping. But you need to overcome it. What you need to do is to gather the pieces in the valley and start the journey again. Mackenzie Amo say pull him down syndrome. Yes. Because some people cannot do what you are doing. And all of you were in the valley struggling. And you have put your head above the water, trying to do something different, because they don't know how to go about it, or they are living in your comfort zone. Their aim is to cause a physical barrier for you getting to your success zone. The second one, you need to have the right tools and resources to go to get to the mountain or to break the wall. What resources? You need some physical resources. I always say this. Never wait for the resources of a third party. Start with the resources that you have. If you are living in the valley and you are waiting for an aeroplane to pick you to the mountain top, I can bet you will stay there till you die. But if you are living in the valley and you want to get to the top of the mountain, and what you have got control over is your legs, walk. Don't wait for somebody's car. Don't wait for somebody's motorcycle. Don't wait for somebody's aeroplane to take you to the top. Because what happens is that those things you don't have control over. And anything that you don't have control over, you are more likely to wait. Because for you to really access that, it depends on the person holding the key. The person holding the key determines whether you are going to get to the other side. So I always tell people, start with what you have. Start with what you have in your hands. What do you have if you want to get to the mountain top? If you have got your legs, start walking. Now, this is what happens. As you start walking, people will say you are crazy, because there is no way you can move from the valley to the mountain top. But the amazing aspect is that as you persevere, as you persist, as you fight the battle, as you continue to push, as you continue to work hard against all odds, as you continue to do the unthinkable in your own small space, be consistent with your walking. If every day you walk 1 kilometer, make sure that you walk 1 kilometer. If every day you walk 100 meters, make sure that you walk 100 meters. It is not how far you go today, but it's how far you go consistently in a day. Your consistency will bridge gap more than what you can do today. Many people want to cover a lot of distance today, which seems impossible, because you get tired and the next day you will not have the capacity to go. But if you know that you can do 100 meters a day, and that one, it doesn't matter how tired you are, you can do it. But you can do that 7 days in a week. It's far better for you to cover 100 kilometers today and go break for 3 months. Now, how do you get to the other side physically? You need to have the right tools and resources to go to the mountain or to break the wall. The next one, you need you need to understand that the journey is a marathon and not a sprint. The journey is a marathon and not a sprint. So many people, when they start, you could see that they are passionate, they've got momentum, they are working so hard, they are so, they are so pushing against all odds, which is good. But the question is, can you maintain the momentum? A lot of people, they start today, a week, 1 month, passionate. In 3 months, you don't hear of them. I've seen so many of those people. There are some people, you see them active on social media, trying to build their vision. Then you see them die. You don't see them again. And sometimes I call them, I say, what is happening to you? I don't see you on social media again. I don't see you doing the things you love doing. I don't see that you are pursuing your vision anymore. And they always give an excuse. The excuse normally is that I am waiting for ABC. I want to come out big. There is no coming out big. Because the seed is not big, but the seed holds the biggest tree that you can ever imagine. So if you tell me you want to come out big, it's a wrong principle. It's a wrong premise for you to dwell on. Because the seed is not big, but the seed has got the capacity to hold the biggest tree that you can ever imagine. Meaning that starting small doesn't mean that you are going to end small. Because the capacity of your success depends on starting small. And the reason why it depends on starting small is that you face a lot of challenges. It becomes so difficult because you don't have resources, and that means you gain loads and loads of experience, so that when you get to a certain level, it becomes easier. It's quite interesting. Very interesting. So the journey is a marathon, not a sprint. Be ready to have the stamina. So if you know that you are in the valley and you need to go to the top of the mountain, you need to start training to get the stamina. Many see their vision as Usain Bolt. 10 seconds is done. But the journey for success is not the Usain Bolt journey. It's the Mo Farah journey. The Mo Farah journey is the journey of a marathon. And for you to succeed in that, you need stamina. When you are going for 100 meters race, you don't need stamina. You need a good finish. But when you are going for a marathon, you need the stamina. Why? Because the journey is long. That is why a lot of people are not able to succeed in life, because they don't have the stamina to handle the challenges and the marathon of life. Then the next one, how to get to the other side physically. The journey is full of distractions, and only those that are focused will get to the other side. There are so many distractions in our generation. So many. So many. Social media is a distraction. Challenges. Too much problems. Financial problems. Struggles. I can tell you, you can give me 1,000 reasons why you are not able to start, because the distractions are too much. But until you are able to manage your distractions, there is no way you can succeed. Some people ask me, Oscar, how are you able to post 365 days in a year? Am I a superhuman? No. Am I the smartest guy? No. Am I good in what I do? I can say yes. But for me to be consistent in what I do, It depends on a lot of factors. But this is my secret, and I give it to you for free. I focus on my dream. Every other thing is managed. The only thing that can stop me is that I cannot walk, which will never happen. Or something has happened that I don't have control to do what I have to do. But even with that, I still find a way. I go for training with my son and my next door neighbor every Saturday and Sunday. Last Saturday, it was raining in the morning. So when I went to wake my son up, he told me, Daddy, it's raining. So my son did not go for jogging because it was raining. So this is what I did. When I came back from the training, I just sat him down. And I told him that I went through the rain for the training, for the jogging. Did the rain kill me? He said no. Did the rain stop me? He said no. Was I able to achieve my goal? He said yes. I told him that this is what you need to learn. That nothing should stop you from the goal that you have set for yourself. There are many people in life, the rain of life have stopped them from pursuing their vision. Because it's so much easy to give an excuse than to find a reason. Then the last one. Find someone that has been to the top to teach you how to get to the top. That is how to get to the top physically. Who do you know that have climbed Mountain Kilimanjaro that can teach you how to get to the top? Who do you know that have climbed Mountain Afadjato that can teach you on how to get to the top? Meaning that you need to find somebody in the industry, the vision, whatever you want to do, that has already been successful to coach you how they got there. This is what a lot of people cannot do because they are arrogant, they are not teachable, and they are not ready to learn. Meaning, who is your mentor? Who is going to mentor you to get to the top? Who is going to teach you to get to the top? If I'm in London and I want to go to Manchester and I've never been there before, the best person to consult is somebody that has been on the road before. Many people, instead of consulting the person that has been on the road before, they go and consult those that are in the valley that has never been to the top. And those that are in the valley and has never been to the top, they will tell you about the challenges of going to the top, not the reasons why you can get to the top. So I want to ask you, who is your mentor? Who is your mentor? I need to just wrap up. Who is your mentor? Now I'm going to go through this quickly and we just get out of here. How do you get to the other side psychologically? How do you get to the other side psychologically? One, you need to have a strong mindset. Break mental barriers and limitations. Overcome the war in the mind. There is always war in the mind. Your positive thoughts and your negative thoughts are always at war. Until you win the battle in the mind, you cannot win the war psychologically. There are people that have failed before they make a step. They have already failed before they take a step. They have failed. Why? Because in their mind, they have failed in their mind. I had a friend who said, look, Oscar, I'm going to Ghana to try whether I can make it. I said, don't go. because you are going to fail. Because you say you are going to try. I would rather like you tell me that, Oscar, I'm going to Ghana to succeed. Meaning that if you are going to try and you get out there and you see a wall, you will come back to London. Why? Because you have lost the battle in your mind before you take a step. Second, how to get to the other side psychologically. You need to have self-belief. Believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, nobody will believe in you. If you don't believe in yourself, nobody will believe in you. Number 3, you need to have passion and desire. Passion is your fuel of life. And desire is what you yearn for. You can have the latest car, the Ferrari, the Aston Martin, name all the latest Mercedes Benz. If the car is stationary and there is no fuel in it, that car is as useless as anything. Because it's the fuel that powers the car. If there is no fuel, that car doesn't move. Many of you are stagnant in life just because your passion, which is the fuel of your life and of your vision, doesn't exist. Desire. To desire something. To yearn. Something you want for yourself. You want to achieve it. Do you have the desire for what you are doing, what you are pursuing? Do you have the desire? Do you have the desire for your vision? Do you have the desire? The next one, how do you get to the other side psychologically? You need to sieve what you hear. What do you listen to and who do you listen to? It's not everything that you hear that helps you. And it's not everything that you see that helps you. What do you hear? What do you listen to? And who do you listen to? It's very critical to your success in getting to the top. So let's say in getting to the top, and you meet somebody that was also getting to the top, but they have realized that the journey is difficult, so they have given up and coming back to the valley. And you meet such a person, and such a person tells you about the challenges on the road that makes it so impossible for you to get to the top. That person can discourage you for you to follow them back to the valley. But what I want you to understand is that no two destinies are the same. Every destiny is different. I remember back in the days, me and my friend, we went to the embassy and for visa. So my friend went today and he was refused. I went the next day, so he called me that, look, the place doesn't look good. So I shouldn't come the next day because almost everybody that day, they refused them visa. And I'm like, look, I've paid for everything. Why shouldn't I go? I have to go. When I went, they didn't even ask me any questions. So 2-3 questions, bam, I took my visa. The fact that my friend did not get the visa doesn't mean that Oscar Bimpong cannot get the visa. Many people, you live your life on the failures of others. Because somebody told you that you cannot make it and you took it and you ran with it. That is why you are where you are in life, because a lot of people have talked you out of your success zone. They told you the challenges and out of it you decided not to pursue. The question is, what do you listen to? And who do you listen to? Then the last one is your choice of words. What you say. What you say is very critical to your success in life. What you say. It cannot be done. It's impossible. It's difficult. It's challenging. Ghana is difficult. Life is hard. What you say. You are who you are today just because of what you say. You become what you say. If you believe that you are born to be a success, so be it. If you work towards it becoming successful, you will be successful. But many people talk themselves out of success. Why? Because of the words that they say to themselves. It's quite interesting. Very interesting. Words are powerful. They say your thoughts becomes your words, and your words become your actions. So the things that you have thought about, you start seeing it. So your thought is that life is difficult. Before you realize you are saying it, then it starts happening in your actions. Then once it starts happening in your actions, it becomes your habit. And your habit develops to become your character. And your character defines your destiny. Now I'm going to end this. I'm going to end this. What is success? There are many definitions, but there is one thing all the greats agree on. Success only comes by persevering despite failure. Whatever you want to achieve, success only comes by persevering despite what? Failure. Meaning that failure is part of the success journey. You cannot take failure out of the equation of success. There is no one person that will tell me they have never failed before. Failure is part of life. But the difference is that if you are able to really pick up the pieces and start all over again. Therefore, I'm going to leave you with some few quotes. And the first one is by Colin R. Davis. He says, the road to success and the road to failure are almost exactly the same. What you put into fail and what you put into success, they are exactly the same. So why don't you go the extra mile to be successful? The frustrations are more likely to be the same. Because if you have failed and you stay in failure, you are still frustrated. If you are pursuing to be successful, you can still be frustrated. So why don't you choose one that the ending will bring joy? Another quote is by Chris Grosser. He says, opportunities don't happen, you create them. Create opportunities for yourself. It reaches a time that sometimes you need to put CVs down and say, I'm going to create something for myself. Because you might be looking for a job for the last 5 years and you are not getting one. Maybe that is the way God is telling you that start and create something of your own so that you create a job for yourself. I remember I met a young man who has got an app that authors can put their books there, because he wanted a book to download, and he couldn't get anywhere in Ghana that he can download the books. So he decided to develop his own app so that Ghanaian authors and authors can put their books there for people to download and buy the books. If they don't give you an opportunity, create one. Now, the other quote is by John D. Rockefeller. He says, don't be afraid to give up the good to go for the great. Don't be afraid to give up the good to go for the great. Meaning that don't be afraid. There is always greatness at the end. Don't be afraid to give up the good to go for the great. Because beyond good is greatness. Some people are living in this level and they are comfortable, they are good. But he wants to tell you, Rockefeller wants to tell you that you can become great. So don't stay here. Move. Then the last one I want to talk about is Ray Gofford. He said there are two types of people who will tell you that you cannot make a difference in this world. Those who are afraid to try and those who are afraid you will succeed. That is my last word for you. Those who are afraid to try and those who are afraid that you will succeed. These are the two people who will tell you you cannot make a difference. Now, what am I trying to tell you? I'm done. I want you to understand that you can get to the mountaintop. It's possible. A lot of people, some people have been able to get there. Why not you? It's possible for you to get there. But it all depends on all that we have discussed. Believe in yourself. Take the mantle and take that bold step. Be consistent with your steps. Speak to other people that have already been to the top for them to show you how. Be the best that you can be. Never give up on your dreams. And at the end, you will get to the top. The question is, I don't know how long it will take you to the top. But there is one thing I can assure you. That if you consistently be on the road, you will get to your destination. The only people that have got hope to get to their destination are those that are on the road. That is the greatest opportunity that you can get to your destination. You cannot get to your destination if you are not on the road. So some people are in their bedrooms, but they are thinking that they want to get to their destination. It will never happen. It can only happen if you're on the road. Therefore, I want to tell you that be on the road. Because that is the only way you can get to your destination. I want to end by making this announcement that we have got a platform called T2i TV, number 2. That is Train to Inspire TV, where we have got powerful educational programs, where we interview people that are making a difference in our world with a strategic focus on the African continent. I want you to join us. Go and look for T2i, T number 2I, TV, and like our page. We have got 4 main powerful programs. The first one is Step Out with Oscar Bimpong. This is where we interview experts, consultants, talented people, and people making a difference in our communities. The second one is Step Out SME Focus. This is where we interview business owners and showcase their product and services. The third one is Step Out Youth Impact Zone. This is where we interview young people between the ages of 12 to 30 that are against all odds. They are pursuing their vision and making progress. We'll bring them on the TV program for them to really share their story, because we believe that a young person that is listening to another young person will be more motivated sometimes than an elderly person speaking to them. Then the last one is the Step Out Authors Corner. This is where we interview people that have written books for them to come and share what their book is all about. I want to thank Mackenzie Moore and the African Seasoned Speakers Group for giving me the opportunity to share this with you. I'm really happy to be on board, and thank you guys, all those that really had the time to watch us. God richly bless you, and I will be back with you at the appropriate time. Stay blessed, and bye-bye.